Lee Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have it on good authority that the people smugglers... Sorry, number 3. Sorry.
Mr. Speaker, you should have let him go for a bit. Under this government, the National Crime Agency has led 347 disruptions of immigration crime networks, its highest level on record, and a 40% increase over the previous year. And we are passing legislation to give both the National Crime Agency and law enforcement more powers to arrest those suspected of facilitating people smuggling at a much earlier stage. I was very sorry to see the Right Honourable Member for Ashfield not match his rhetoric with real action by voting for those measures when they were before the House.
Lee Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll try again. I have it on good authority that the people smugglers in Northern Europe are absolutely delighted with Labour's new front bench over there, especially the promotion of the member for Dover and Deal. Good authority, because they know we will get more of the same from this Labour government. The boats will still keep coming, the boats will get bigger, and the people smugglers will make more money. So what difference is this Home Secretary going to make that the last Home Secretary couldn't?
Mr. Speaker, I think the honourable member has just admitted to having a hotline to a bunch of people smugglers. Perhaps he'd like to contact the National Crime Agency and tell them he's in touch with a bunch of criminals so that they can be appropriately dealt with. Mr. Speaker, that's all he and his party have, a bunch of rhetoric, no answers to the proper problems that the previous government left behind. It is this government that will clean up the mess and secure our borders.
Chris Murray.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Illegal immigration is by definition an international crime, and that's why it's so important we work with our allies like France in targeting this that affects our communities. Can I welcome the government's one-in, one-out deal with France, which has the potential to be the most game-changing step in British migration policy in decades? Can the Minister give us an update on how the one-in, one-out deal is going, and if she's spoken to her counterparts in France in her new role?
My honourable friend is absolutely right that international cooperation is the key for us securing our borders here at home and assisting our international partners to do the same with their borders as well. I'm already in touch with my French counterparts. That was a landmark agreement, something the party opposite tried to achieve for many years, but they were all words, no action. It's this government that struck that landmark deal, and we are working with our partners in France to get the first flights off the ground as soon as possible.
Mark Pritchard.
I congratulate the Right Honourable Lady on her appointment, and I wish her every success. It is in the national interest and the national security interest that this issue is tackled, but I'm afraid that I think her front bench and the Prime Minister are absolutely wrong to get rid of a deterrent. And notwithstanding all the new policies, all the new bills, all the new relabelling and rebadging of organisations, unless there is a deterrent, the illegal migrants will continue to cross the channel, as they have been since this government has been in power. So when is a deterrent going to be put in place, and what will it look like?
First, let me welcome the tone of the first part of the honourable gentleman's question. It is in our collective national interest that we secure our borders, and I look forward to working with colleagues from across the House as we get on with that important task. It is important not just to prevent criminality, but also to hold our own country together, and that's why I've always said I will do whatever it takes. I'm afraid to say to him that the Rwanda agreement, which is what he was referring to as a deterrent, was nothing of the sort. From the day that agreement was signed to the day that it was cancelled, 84,000 people crossed into this country. So that shows it was not a deterrent that was ever going to work. I am clear I will do whatever it takes, and I am already considering other measures that will deter people from making that crossing in the first place, and I will update the House in due course.
Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, immigration is still a big issue for my constituents. They email about it, it comes up when I'm in the pub. But people's frustration is turning to direct action, and Northampton is now filled with flags. Does the Home Secretary agree with me that flags are a symbol of our pride in our country and shouldn't be hijacked by plastic patriots and those who don't work in our country's interest?
Home Secretary.
Well, let me be very clear. I understand the strength of feeling across communities in this country about the use of hotels in particular. The right to protest is an ancient right in this country, and we will protect it. But it is important that we do not slip into rhetoric that incites violence or hatred towards other communities. I love the St George's flag. I love the Union Jack. That flag belongs to me as much as it does to anybody else, and we must never allow any of our flags to become symbols of division.
Mr. Speaker, lots of people know that under this government, the number of people arriving illegally has hit a record high. But many don't know this Labour government are repealing the power to scientifically test the age of those arriving and are hiding the data on the number making false claims about their age. Why are the government doing away with powers that could prevent adult migrants getting into classrooms with children, and why are they hiding this data from the British people?
Home Secretary.
I mean, coming from the members opposite who did, frankly, nothing across their period in office and who are responsible for the mess that I'm having to clear up, I think that's a little bit rich. This government has been absolutely transparent, and we will carry on being so, and we will publish all the relevant data at the appropriate time. I'm very clear, nobody who can try to game our system is going to get away with it, and we will strengthen our rules rather than weaken them, which is what we saw under the party opposite.
Lisa Smart, Liberal Democrat spokesman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Many of those who come to this country by crossing the Channel go on to be granted refugee status. Earlier this month, the government backtracked on its promise to continue with the 56-day move-on period for those granted refugee status, barely weeks after a Home Office minister assured this House that the policy would last until the end of the year. The move-on period extension was working. It was giving refugees time to secure work and housing, while shielding local councils from sudden surges in homelessness caused by those being forced out of asylum accommodation too quickly. Halving the move-on period is worse for refugees who want to support themselves, worse for communities who are supporting them till they can get on their feet, and it's certainly worse for already stretched council budgets. Does the Home Secretary agree that it's better to do what works, both for refugees and the communities welcoming them, and will she look again at reinstating a policy that worked rather than chasing headlines?
Well, I have to say to the Honourable Lady, we are following what is working. Rather than having an arbitrary time period, we're working with local authorities to make sure we have the appropriate move-on period. It's in nobody's interest that people remain in hotels for longer than is absolutely necessary. And of course, it is this government that will end the use of asylum hotels.
Mahmood.
Question 4.
Home Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With permission, I will answer questions 4, 17, 18, 19 and 23 together. Every day, the police make us safer, but the public is rightly concerned that there are crimes that blight their communities and too often go unpunished. We are focusing police on the crimes that matter to local communities. We have delivered the neighbourhood policing guarantee, including a dedicated named officer in each neighbourhood, guaranteed response times and 3,000 more officers by April 2026.